So what's up, everybody, in the Closer Nation, the Sales Talk with Sales Pro group. So we try to do this Be Live thing, but for some reason there's like a malfunction tonight with Be Live, so they were being dead. And so we had to switch it over to YouTube. Gots to be more careful, man. So tonight there's a reason why I put this together. First of all, Ray is a friend of mine. Like, we've met in person. I consider him a personal friend, to the point that he keeps trying to give me money, and I keep saying, like, don't give me money, I'll just help you out. That's how much of a friend I consider him. And we hung out in Portland not too long ago, and actually it's been about a year ago. It seems like it was just yesterday, but it's been about a year ago.
That's true.
And the reason why I brought him on here is, first of all, he's the, for lack of a better word, the me of the multi-level marketing world. He's a big disruptor. He's changed things in the multi-level marketing world. He's built several big ass businesses and helped a lot of people build big ass businesses in the multi-level marketing world. And that's not my world. And I know that I knock it and stuff like that in the group, and that's just me being funny. That's just me being repellent for my marketing. But I know that there's probably 10, maybe 20,000 people in this group that do the multi-level marketing round in one way or another. You might be a side hustle. For many of you, it's full time. So I thought, well, I want to give back to you guys, even though that's not my area of expertise or something that I'm into. I still wanted to give back to y'all. And since it's not something that I could teach on, I thought, well, why not reach out and get the best teacher that I know to come in here and train you guys and make you an offer and stuff like that, which is my man, Ray Higdon. So Ray, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. It's super cool.
How long do you suspect you've been a member of the Sales Talk group? Because you had to have been one of the first people I add, just because you're my boy. You know what I mean?
You know, I don't know, man. I have no way of knowing that. I have no idea. I mean, I've watched it grow like crazily. So you've done an amazing job of adding value and bringing in some cool people for sure. So I've been in a while. I don't know when you started it, but I kind of feel like I was in the early stages.
I feel like you were probably one of my first 100 people, because when I started it, I added like you and Garrett J. White and Kevin Nations and Frank Kern and Russell Brunson, like people I'm friends with that I knew would be good influencers in the group. And what happened is, after a few months of the group, they all just kind of like, it's your group, Ryan. They're like all around you. We'll just kind of let you have this. And,
yeah, you got this.
it obviously made a change, but I believe you were one of the first 100 influencers that I don't like add people to like those spam groups and stuff. So obviously, and because I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. We're a lot alike, yet we're very different in what we do for a living and stuff, but we're a lot alike in the sense of how we get up, we grind every day. We run in a lot of the same circles as mentors. Because a lot of your mentors are outside of the MLM world, and some of your mentors, like Ron LeGrand that you were talking about, is one of the guys that helped me come up in the real estate world, like totally unrelated to what I do now. And I was just at, by the way, Marshall Silver's house last week, who's huge. Obviously, he sold probably $10 million worth of Ron LeGrand stuff over the years. So one of the things I asked Marshall is like, how do I get to Ron's level?
Nice. And then I worked last year, for the entire year, I worked with a mentor, Russ Whitney, who actually bought a large percentage of Ron's business back in the day. That's right. I do have a real estate background. So, I did that before really making the choice of being in this profession.
That's right. I was saying the wrong person. It's Russ Whitney. Same difference. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take, Russ is one of those guys, if he probably woke up with Ron's money, he'd have to commit suicide. So, but yeah, that's right. It was Russ. So it's next level shit. It's like even one step above. So, but again, Marshall's done a lot of sales for him as well. Obviously, that's a small circle there. So,
sure.
Well, tell the people like how you got started. So you have a real estate background, but how did you get started into network marketing? Like, what attracted you there for the people that don't know you?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I remember the first time someone like approached me with network marketing. I'm just like, no way, man. Like, no thanks. No pyramid deals and, the real rinky dink. Like, that's how I saw it. I saw it as rinky dink because at the time, actually the first time I ever got approached, I think it was January of like 2006. And so it was my real estate partner. And we had, by that time, I think we had like 37 rental units, and we started flipping houses, just really rocking it. And when someone approached me, I'm just like, that rinky dink stuff. I'm like, no, thanks, man. I don't have anything to do with it. And then they introduced me to this lady she's pulling down, she's at that time she was pulling down, I think 8,000 a week residually. And I'm like, damn, because I mean, I got duplexes in the ghetto that I have to go and pretend I'm the property manager, not the owner. So I'm not like getting, jacked. Right. And so, we had, low income houses, and we're making $100 a door per month. And we're like, we're happy with that. Right. And then here's this person pushing juice, making $8,000 a week residually, not having to go collect rent, not having to kick out dealers or do any of that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, wow, maybe there's something to this thing. And so I looked at it, and I was good at marketing and good at sales, pretty long background in sales. And so I figured I got this, rinky dink selling juice, and so I recruited a lot of people, made a lot of sales, but it's a different thing, but I wasn't coachable. And so I figured, what, I'm in one, I might as well be in a couple other ones. And so I didn't get the culture, the community, the kind of the secret sauce that makes it a little different than most sales. I wasn't coachable back then. And so I went in a bunch of different ones, treated it very transactionally, which is, it's really, I had this discussion with Russell Brunson, and internet marketers, we think very transactionally. Successful network marketers don't look at it that way. They look at community, and community is very different than transactionally. And so I was looking at it very transactionally, failed in a whole bunch of different companies, never, had some sales, but never created any kind of success. And real estate was still rocking and rolling. And then 2008 came, and I knew my stuff was going down the tubes because like none of my deals are closing. All of a sudden, the things that we used to rent at $850 a month, we can't even rent at $500 a month. And we were only making $100 anyway, so like we're now losing money times 37. And, my partner's like, I'm out. And he got the hell out of there smartly. And I continued to just throw my money on a burning log, and away it went. And so I kind of saw that. So I actually went on the road and started doing sales speaking for real estate. So 22 days a month, I'm in Vegas, Chicago, Phoenix, Miami, LA, selling a $7,000, program in a 90-minute cold pitch. And we bought them lunch or dinner. So it's kind of like a timeshare kind of deal. Right. And so I was doing that. Real estate totally got wiped out. There were some things that went on with the company that weren't good. So I got out of there, and then I just basically come back toward the end of 2008 to just nothing. And so I'm dead broke. All my money's gone, every dime I made. And so at that time because I had some bad experiences with uplines that were very controlling and didn't like my kind of, wild theories on using the internet and things like that. I had sworn off network marketing. I was never going to do it again. And then July of 2009, I'm really at my lowest, and I'm just like, man, I got nothing. My credit sucks. I'm out of money. Screw it. A good buddy of mine invited me to a home meeting. I'd sworn off network marketing, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to throw my all at it, because I had never done that. I'd kind of kind of tiptoed through the tulips with it while I focused on real estate, but never really went at it hard. And so I'm just like, I got nothing to lose. I'm not going back into real estate, because I was sick of the lack of control. I was sick of processors and mortgage brokers and all these different elements that would dictate my income. And so I just went after it as hard as I possibly could. Month 5 was at 10,000 a month, month 7, 40,000 a month, month 10, 50,000 a month. Became the number 1 income earner in that company, did over 1 million commissions. We didn't intend to, but we started a coaching and training business because we had so many other people seeing what we were doing and saying, hey, can you teach my team? Hey, can you teach me? Like, how are you guys using the internet? How are you using social media? And so we didn't intend to, but we built, a coaching and training business, which last year we were on the Inc. 5000 and generated about 10 million in the last 3 years in coaching and training. Last year, we did sell our network marketing position, which is very unique for salespeople to hear, in that I've had a ton of sales positions.
It's like a real business.
I just never owned it.
Yeah.
But we sold, multiple 6-figure a year position. And we did that. We didn't have to do it, but we did it because we're being hired by more companies and being hired by more leaders. And it was just, you do have a resistance of people. If you're actively building a team, there is resistance with people hiring you, because there is a scarcity mindset in network marketing. And, it shows up differently in different professions, but there's definitely a scarcity mindset in network marketing the higher up you go. And so we just felt for congruency, we would sell that, focus just on our coaching and training, and that's what we do now. So we work with a lot of leaders. We create products for pretty much anyone in network marketing, and then we run events and we coach a lot of big guys. We've coached people like Robert Hollis, built a team of 700,000 people. Nicola Smith Jackson, she's one of our current clients. She did $1 million her first year, built a team of 300,000. And so, we've had the pleasure of working with a lot of really cool people, and we're trying to raise the conversation of the profession, because a lot of people see it, it's super easy to get into network marketing. It's a couple $100. And unfortunately, a lot of people treat it like that, and they treat it cheaply, and they come across they come across as
spammy,
just unethical. Hey, come over to dinner, and then the whiteboard comes out, right?
Right.
They like want to hide it, and they want to be shady about it and whatever. And you just don't need to be that way. Just say, hey, it's the lowest risk, lowest overhead business you can possibly start. And if you like it, great. If not, no big deal. Like, I never tried to convince everyone that, hey, I got a good thing here. It's like, I'm going to go make a lot of money, and if you'd like to too, awesome. If not, no worries. I'm not in the convincing game, and you aren't either. I mean, if someone doubts you, you're not like, no, I really am a good trainer. You're like,
I tell them to fuck off. Like, you doubt me? Get the fuck out of the track record. What do you? Yeah. Exactly.
But we just like to help people out. Yeah.
It's funny, like my boy Pat, who's my vice president, and he earns a really good living, and he's invested in ownership in a couple companies with me, and he goes to meet this old high school friend of his a few months ago. Now, old high school friends living high on the hog, man. This dude's got like $1 million. He's the top producer for Kiani, and so you can draw your own conclusions from there. Got his own house in Dallas here. That's probably $1 million. Got a couple Ferraris and Lambos, the typical. Nice. And so Pat's on a good level too, right? Because we're obviously doing well over here.
Yeah.
So the guys, Pat thinks he's going to go over there and mastermind with the guy. He's like, hey, man, maybe we can get this guy in our programs and help him build this business. And he's trying to do this real estate stuff on top of it. And that's what he did to him. As soon as he got over there, he pulled out the whiteboard and shit. Pat's like, oh, man, I thought we were better than this bullshit. I already know how but like, you're right. But he had the dude positioned it differently. Pat might have signed up because what's a couple $100 to him? He didn't.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got money coming out of he's single, ain't got no kids, ain't never been divorced. Like he's got it all. So he's got nothing to lose, but the dude just positioned it to him wrong. But two things that
you are not taught to make that distinction in this profession. You're not taught it.
Yeah.
And so like we were the very first people that I'd ever heard talk about differentiation. Hey, if your friends see you as someone that has just pitched them 14 money-making schemes, then they're immune to your money message. You can say, hey, if you hand me a 5, I'll hand you a 20. And they're like, no, thanks. Right. So stop leading with that money message, lead with the product. I like buying cool products. I got 50 different MLM products in my, my cabinets, and I buy stuff if I like it, but I don't always want to join a new money-making opportunity. And so, but people aren't taught that. And so we're trying to bring legitimacy to a lot of people that aren't hearing that message.
I take Spark, Avocare is obviously a huge MLM, and I buy Spark every month from a friend of mine, and he don't sell MLM neither. He just happens to be the distributor.
Right.
Totally. So, hey man, so I know you make more money than I do. And so there's these things for $120, you can get these AirPods. You don't have none of this tangled OCD fucking catastrophe that you've got going on over there. And I don't even know how you're like tolerating that right now. That's like beyond my OCD anyway, with the tangled mess and shit like that. And I'll send them to you if you need them. Right?
Look, so it's actually hooked up. I'm on my laptop because I don't have my Google login, because you hit me with the Hangouts and I'm like, man, I don't know my Google login. It's on my laptop. So I'm hooked up to my laptop right now, but I hear those are fancy.
I was just going to hook you up, man, because they're like sleepy. You don't even know that they're there, right? Y'all didn't even know until I mentioned them. But the other thing is, and I knew we had this in common because obviously we've talked several times before, but I was in real estate, but I was in the finance side of it.
Sure.
And in 2010, I lost my license, and some guys that I knew from church were like, hey man, we actually bought this tracking center that you can have, and it's got like 50,000 people under it, and you can add another 10,000 people on the other wing, and it'll just make you a ton of money. And that was actually how I discovered you, was because I signed up with Mike Dillard's Magnetic Media or Magnetic Marketing.
Yeah, sponsored.
And you were one of the Magnetic sponsoring. There you go. And you were one of the top producers, I believe, on his affiliate program, if I remember correctly. So which led me to follow you and a couple of other people. And that opened my mind to like this whole other world of residual income. And at first I was like, fuck the banks, man. The banks took my license. I'm gonna be able to make money in multi-level marketing. But what happened with me is I've always had the itch to own my own shit. So like once I got in there, I was actually making $6,000 or $7,000 a month in MLM, which by no stretch was I anywhere near like what you were talking about. But I only did it for about 6 months. And I was I was kind of spoiled though, because I was already used to making mortgage money, and it didn't click. And I was totally chose the wrong product. It was the one that was given to me, and it was a vitamin, and I don't know shit about vitamins. I did it all wrong. I'm just saying like owning up the responsibility on my end. However, I got a friend, a close friend actually. I was at his house 2 weeks ago. And first of all, his house is on Lake Louisville, which if you live in Dallas, like that's the lake. That's where like we'll go Saturday when we'll go surf on Lake Louisville. And that's like the party lake. And like, it's like Lake Havasu is for Arizona, right? Like it's the spot. And there's nothing but like beautiful houses on it. There's no trailer parks on the lake, nothing like that. This guy's got a 7,000 square foot home. It's probably 8 bedrooms. It's right there on the lake. Like literally people were parking their boats coming up to his house. He's got an indoor basketball court, like 15 bathrooms and urinals and bidets and shit like that. Like, I mean, you don't even need toilet paper in this guy's house. It was kind of awesome.
Nice.
So I like first time in my life, I was like, I wish I could take a shit here. You know what I mean? But anyway, but he's a friend of mine. His name's Wes Melcher. And
I know Wes.
Back here in West.
I've been to his house.
Exactly. You've been to the one on the lake? Exactly. Right. And that this was like 3 weeks ago. We've been friends for about a year now. This is like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it opened my mind. It's like, dude, I forget because there's so many shysters that I've run into because I get pitched bullshit just because of the nature of my business. But there really is people like you and Wes that are like living way high on the hog that have like accomplished so much in this industry. But with Wes, again, he was one of the original people. It's not like he just like found this money overnight, and he's like my $10 million worth of horses, right? Like,
right. I actually went to the Kentucky Derby with Wes.
Exactly. Oh,
years ago.
Yeah. He was just there a couple of days ago. He just,
Yeah, that's
an amazing guy. And I think one thing about multi-level marketing that a lot of people miss the mark on and why it gets such a bad rep is it really is like a personal development program with a pay plan attached to it. If you're not personally, you're one of the most personally developed people that I know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like somebody could tell you all sorts of crazy stuff.
Earphones.
Besides, you're not organized, but personally developed is. But I feel like somebody could tell you some crazy stuff and you'd be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, because you just don't take it personally and you're very well developed. And I think the MLM takes a lot of that, don't you?
It does. I mean, you have to be, if you're really going to focus on making serious money in network marketing, you got to be okay with taking a ding in your social circle. And so when I went from real estate, highly respected, to network marketing, I mean, I had people who were like, oh, you're in one of those things, huh? Real estate didn't work out, huh? And so I got all kinds of that kind of, talk, and I was just bulletproof. And I'm just like, yeah. And so a lot of those same people that talk crap about me behind my back, they're like, hey, Ray, you hiring, right? I saw me and I'm just like, man, I've had that actually happen. That's cool. And so, it's just something that you will. And I think not enough people prepare people for that. So if I'm bringing someone in that has never done network marketing, and I no longer actively recruit, right? So we sold our position to focus on training. But when I was bringing people in, if I knew that they were very socially connected, but had never done it before, I'd actually prepare them. And I'd prepare them this way. I'd say, hey, I'm just curious. Are you easily affected by the opinions of others? Now, see, no one's going to say, well, yeah, I'm kind of like a cracker. I just crumble. I'm just a wuss. No one says that. They're like, no, right? So they kind of bone up. And so then I say, just so you know, you're going to have some people that don't understand network marketing that tell you it's not a good deal or it's a this or that. They're going to talk crap about it. But I'm just letting you know, you can make serious money with it if you're not easily affected by the opinions of others. So what I've done is I've strapped on a bulletproof vest for them and sent them out into the world versus how most people do. Most people are just like, oh, I hope they don't get any rejection. They're going to get rejection. They're going to get hate. If they're socially connected, they're going to have people make fun of them. And if I don't equip them with a bulletproof vest, then they're going to get shot down in the streets. And there we go. I just wasted my time because I don't care about a sign-up bonus. Who cares about that? I care about someone bringing in tens of thousands of people. That's what I care about. and that money rolling in every single month. That's what's kind of cool. And so you got to equip your guys. You got to tell them some of the things that you may not be comfortable telling them. And, tell them that, yeah, you know what, if you Google around, you're going to find some people that hate on this and talk negatively about it. And any company that's successful, just Google Walmart, Google any other successful company, you'll find the same thing. So it's not unique to network marketing, but you got to equip them with that, because it's a little different than, sales. I mean, most people aren't hating on sales, but they'll easily hate on network marketing. So you got to equip your guys.
You just said something that is like a complete, like, for everybody watching this, that was like the free nugget that you can take away tonight, was that he said, I'm not worried about a sign-up bonus. I'm worried about somebody bringing tens of thousands of people on board. Think about that's the difference between raised wisdom, and somebody who's made millions doing this, and somebody who's thinking transactionally. Transactionally, you're thinking of like this bonus that you can get from this one person, and then when you run out of friends and family, you got nobody else. He's thinking of this as a business owner, and now at this point, an experienced business owner who's built and sold that business, which is rare in the MLM. I know a few people who've done it, but it really is rare in the network marketing community. And so now you listen to the way that Ray talks. He's not talking about a salesperson. He's not talking or from the perspective of a salesperson. He's not talking from the perspective of a network marketer or someone involved in a pyramid scheme. He's talking about it as if it's a true business, and how he can acquire other affiliates to be able to build that true residual income. Man, that's why you're successful, bros, because you got the right thinking.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks. And it really, and I will tell you, a lot of times salespeople come into network marketing used to killing it in sales, and they kind of struggle because of two things. One, it's not about me impressing you with my ability to overcome objections. It's about me getting you to think that, hey man, I could do this. This is freaking simple. And so I'll tell you, it's a different way of thinking. I was in this network marketing company, and when I really got that, I'll give you both extremes here. So we recruited a guy that was legitimately making $1 million a year as a speaker. And so super polished, like to the nines. This guy, right now he's actually CEO of a pretty big company, but at the time he was $1 million a year producer as a speaker, which is, that's up there. Right. And so I do a home meeting for him, and his only job is just to introduce me, right? Like just nothing fancy, just like, hey, here's my buddy Ray, I trust him, and here you go. And so he comes out in a suit, and he's just like, hello, I'd like to thank all of you for joining me here tonight. We have a very important blah, 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 right? And it's just like, okay, people don't think they can do that. Like they can't be as polished and as NLP techniques, right? They can't do that kind of stuff. So you don't do that in network marketing. My favorite speaker, and I would have her train all the time. Okay. So we had this one speaker, and I can't imagine she would ever see this. So her name is Wendy. And so I'd be like, Wendy, man, can you come over and do a presentation? And she's like, okay. And so she'd come over there and she'd go, hi there. Wouldn't make eye contact with the audience. Okay. So she'd be like, hey, I'm really, excited about this thing. And, we've been in it for about a year and a half. And she would go through this presentation. I'm watching my people. They're just like, they're just like this. And then she gets to the income disclosure statement, and she goes, I'm an Emerald, which is an average of 180,000 a year. And here's what and then people are like, what she just say? Did she say what? What was that? She's making 180,000 a year and the worst presenter you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
And so I would have people like dip to the back to sign up, because they're like, if that's 180,000 a year, I'm at least $1 million. And that's exactly what you want. You want people, because it is a tools business. It's not I have to be super armed to the teeth with exact words and everything. Now there's some words that will improve your sales success and things that you should use, but you don't have to be as polished. You're not just selling the kit, you're selling the concept that they can do it. And so it's just a little different slant than that.
And the network marketing companies, for the most part, they know that the average person signing up with them. So they present, a lot of people have like quick videos they show you on their phone, or pitch decks that they slide through and all that stuff. So they're getting more hip to that these days as well. What would you say? I know that your base audience are like the people that are like getting into network marketing, but they're not the internet marketing type. They're like typical traditional, like normal salespeople and employees that get into network marketing that have like no previous experience and stuff like that. And that's basically what the link that we have in this, the cold market recruiting blueprint is for people that don't have any technology experience or people that aren't professional MLMers. So explain like some of the struggles that they go through and how your program, because by all means, I'm here to support you and help you sell your stuff.
Sure.
But like how your program helps them, and then like how they can get some help from you and stuff like that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of gaps in most network marketing trainings, and so a lot of like if you go to network marketing companies, they will teach you how to like break the ice or how to ask the right question, but they won't give you like real life scenarios. So like they'll say, hey, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? And then every day, right? And but if they don't teach you, like if someone says, well, what is it? They don't equip you with what to actually say, right? And so you're like, and now you look stupid. Right. And so what we did with the what you're referring to, the cold market recruiting blueprint, is we took 4 different approaches and broke them down step by step by step by step, exactly what to say, exactly probability wise what they're going to say. So we cover negative situations, we cover positive situations, but everything to say from I don't know this person to welcome them to your team. And so we have cold calling leads, for example, and this, I pull from a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been through your stuff, been through Jordan Belfort's stuff, I've been through, Sandler sales, I've been through a lot of stuff. And there are certain elements that I've pulled that just work with network marketing that I've never seen people put together in the way that we have. And so we talk about, when you're, calling a lead from a real estate sign, right? Now, do we prefer attraction marketing and track people to all day long? But hey, you got to do what you got to do. When I was building my blog and building my videos, I couldn't live off my leads. I had to go rustle the bushes. I had to go get the leads because I didn't have them. And so, we teach people, you should be doing attraction marketing like you do and, do videos and attract people to you. But in the meantime, let's make some money, before that happens. And so we teach, how to, cold call people, why tonality is so important. And no one had ever taught it in network marketing, to my knowledge, before we started teaching it. We talk about waiters and waitresses, what to say to them, when to approach them. Okay. It's a mistake to actually bring it up in the beginning of the conversation, because unless you're really an armed salesperson, you really know your stuff, you're going to get stumped. They're going to hit you with a question. So you do it on the way out the door, pay them a great compliment, promise them that you'll reach back out to them and see if it's a fit for them, right? And so we teach you step by step, word for word, everything to say, how to follow up with them. I have my wife teach one segment on there on social media recruiting. So her story is I recruited her, and she was
in more ways than one.
More ways than one. And I think when I first recruited her, I think she was 19, and at age 21, none of her warm markets signed up at all. Not one person. They're all partying, shots, and all that stuff. No one in her warm market wanted to sign up. All her family was skeptical, which they ended up joining right later on. But at 21, she was at $10,000 a month solely through people cold market through Facebook. And she teaches what she did. What did she say to them? How did she prospect them? And she was bringing in, like, I give you one example. This was pretty awesome. So she recruited this financial planner in Sacramento, California, and he came on board. And at the time, we were becoming, actually, we might have been there by then. So we were the #1 incomers of a gold and silver network marketing company. She brings in this financial planner in Sacramento. He brings in a guy that in the next 45 days sells $230,000 worth of silver, right? This is a cold lead, like through Facebook, got him in, and then he got his buddy in, Mark, who came in and sold all kinds of silver. We made pretty good commission on that. And so she's like, I
gotta marry this chick. How can I close this deal?
I gotta close this deal, man. I'm studying your stuff. I'm just like, all right, this is what I say. Got it. And I got my big long cord, so I'm very close. But yeah, we just looked at filling the gaps, because what I've found is if people don't know what to say when they face rejection or negativity or whatever, they're less likely to make the initial approach. And so we teach you, hey, guess what? They're going to ask you what it is 100% of the time. No one's going to be like, okay, send me your video. That sounds fantastic. No one's going to say that. They're going to say, well, what is it? I don't want to watch a video. What do you mean you'll watch a video? Just tell me what it is.
Shoot me straight.
How do you handle that, right? And so we teach you how to handle that, because you do want to stay postured in that you do want to rely on the tools. And so I'm not looking to make someone the best salesperson of all time. I'm teaching them how to best utilize tools so they can have more duplication. And so that's what we cover in the Cold Market Recruiting Blueprint. And we have that, that's one of our, it's one of our best selling courses. You can get it for, I think it's $97, I believe. And you got a few bonuses in there, but it's something that if you really don't know where to find people to talk to, what to say to them, how to handle when someone doesn't quite follow your script, that's a great course to help you out and help you build a base inside of network marketing for sure.
Sounds like it probably helped you prospect and learn closes for people outside of network marketing too. Sounds like an overall good sales program,
Yeah, I mean, we teach. I mean, we have, like today, for example, I had a real estate guy from Philadelphia. This is the second time he's bought a VIP day with me, which our VIP days is, it's 6 hours one-on-one, and it's $15,000. And this is the second one he's bought this year. And he's in real estate. I don't market to real estate guys anymore, but he sees what we've done and he wants to learn from me. And sometimes I'm teaching insurance salesmen, and sometimes insurance and real estate is kind of the common ones that come to us, although we don't market to them. So, yeah, these kind of approaches will work for almost anybody in sales, just to keep it simple, increase your numbers, and we teach exactly what to say and how to say it too. So we even cover tonality.
Well, the last thing that I'll mention,
Sure.
because I don't want to take up a bunch of your time for a bunch of kangaroos watching our shit. So the last thing that I'll mention, though, is you have a fan page. I'm looking right now. Right now, it's 235,720 people. You've got about 39,000 followers on top of your 5,000 friends on Facebook. Last time that we talked, I'm pretty sure you told me you've never ran ads to that. So you've done like the majority of that organically through actually recruiting and stuff like that. Is that correct? Or am I off there?
You're off there. So our kind of history there is, I mean, we were over $1 million a year before we ran an ad. And so that's not smart. Okay. I'm not suggesting that should be your model. But we don't run like ads. We run, 2 funnels. And so last year, I just looked at this. Last year, we spent $420,000 in ads, in Facebook ads, and so yeah, we definitely do some Facebook ads for sure.
See, and we met in April in person in April of last year, and I think at that time you weren't really spending much money on ads, were you? Or was that like something that you just ramped up the year before? Because I could have swore that you would, because I was at that time I was about 75 and you were at about 200,000 fans, if I remember right. Because I was like, what I got to do to get 200, Ray? And I was like, I'm running ads and stuff like that. And I had, for some reason, I had in my mind that you had said, well, most of our stuff came from the people that were enrolled, because we had, thousands of people enrolled in our program. So they obviously liked, and then their friends marketing is, hey, follow Ray, he's our team lead. So I thought that played a big portion in your stuff too, which either way, even at $400,000 in ads, that's badass. But also, like I said, that the word of mouth, I thought played a big role too.
It did, as far as our likes and reach, in all of our, I mean, we have, I think maybe 50,000 Instagram followers, and we just post a thing every couple, every day we post a couple things on there. We don't do any strategy on there. And we probably should, but we don't. And so a lot of our followers did come from organic, but I've done in the last 8 years, I think I'm over 5,000 blog posts. So, you create a lot of content, we create a lot, and kind of for sales, you're the man of creating content. And that's kind of what we look to be in our space. But creating a lot of content is really what built our base for sure. We don't do really like ads, but we do drive them to funnels. So, we do, big fan of Facebook ads for sure.
Isn't that weird, man, that like there's really nobody else out there like you and I? Let's just close on this. There really isn't. Like the amount of content that you create, that I know you do a lot of it yourself and have for years. and we've been running it at the same time. We just went in two different directions for the people that we're trying to help. But you're as prolific. How many blog posts do you think that you've written, Ray?
I'm pretty sure we're over 5,000 now. And for the first 7 years, I did every single one myself. Now we do have a content marketer, but she'll take my stuff, get it transcribed, edit it, make it nice because I failed English, and you know, so she'll do some of the stuff. For the last almost year, she's been doing that, so just allows me to kind of focus on, you know, all the other stuff.
Right, but just a year, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like you're the most prolific because you had a 2-year head start on me. So in 5,000, I'm at like 1,500, and so like you're the most prolific content creator that I know, man. And I follow your stuff on all these channels still all these years later. That's how good it is. So the thing that I'd like to end this on, because like I said, I know that you got stuff to do and it's late there on your end of the deal, but I'll be in Miami on at the end of July. I'll disclose the dates to you in private if you'd like to attend our event for free. We have like our mastermind, which is the folks that pay $30,000 a year to be a part of our tribe. I'd like for you to come down there and be a part of it. I know we've tried to connect a few times, and I know it's only a few hours away from you. So I'll send you the dates, and if you can meet up with us down there, I'd like to have you as our guest, man. Dude,
I'd love to, man. Hit me with the dates, and yeah, man, love to, bro.
Awesome. Well, thanks for
I got something out for you in July, possibly too. So I'll hit you with that.
All right, man. I like weed, so if you want to send me that in the mail, just send it FedEx so it's legal and we're good. So I know it's legal in your state now. So, but so here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like, there's a link next to this video. Some of you will watch it tomorrow. I know the groups are weird about Facebook Live. It's not the same as from your personal page, so not as many people see it. But we'll make sure that everybody's commenting on there. There's the link. You can get his program for $97, which will enter you into his ecosystem. You can see the things that he does. And he's mentioned, Ray's mentioned a few times tonight about duplication. You can duplicate the things for your network marketing business that he's doing in that space as well. So if you're in network marketing, which there's thousands of you in this group, like I am personally endorsing, I don't endorse shit, right? I am not Nike. I don't just endorse random people, but I'm personally endorsing Ray. I've watched him for 7 years now. I've been waiting for him to slip. I'm like, this Ray Higdon guy, he's going to slip any moment, right? I knew it, but I haven't had an I know it moment because I believe meeting him in person, and as long as we've had a relationship that he is who he says he is, a genuine guy. And I've seen a lot of people have success. You just heard him say like super famous people, and he only named a couple that have come through his programs and stuff like that. So I truly feel like he's the me, and I don't mean that as like an ego thing on my end, but I truly feel like we're equals in our industry. So I couldn't suggest to buy someone's stuff more than Ray. If you're in the network marketing world, get started with him. So Ray, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, dude. I greatly appreciate your friendship, man. And I'll send you the dates tomorrow, and we'll get connected in July.
You got it, man. Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Tell the family I said hello, Jessica, everybody, and have a good evening, man.
You got it, man.